Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, welcome back to Construct Your Life. This is Austin Linney here, and I have Valentina in the house. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Austin?
I'm doing good. So in true Austin Linney fashion, I had to ask how we got connected. We found out how we got connected, the amazing Adam Whitney. But I, in true fashion, don't sometimes do any research because I like to be surprised, just like the guest is surprised. But I am also a man of clues. I love to pick up clues. So if I look at your thing, we have hire trained VAs. So I think we have an idea of what you do, but I'll let you tell your story and we'll go from there.
Right. So, I don't even know where my story begins. So I was born in Moldova. It's a small country in Eastern Europe. It's right next to Ukraine. With everything that's going on right now, it's not an easy time for my family. My parents still live there. And Moldova is a former Soviet republic, just like Ukraine is. And growing up in the 90s, I'm a 90s child. And growing up in the 90s, it was when the Soviet Union collapsed, we had a huge economic shift, right? I saw a lot of poverty. There was a lot of crime. There was just a lot of changes. And some families were doing okay, but there are 4 kids in my family and 2 parents. My dad was the only one working. He was making about, if I convert now, it'd probably be about $100 a month to support 6 people. So for that, it didn't go a long way, right? Plus, my mom had to take care of her old mother. So it was just, we were living 7 people in a small apartment. That's like 44 square meters. What was that? Like 500 square feet, maybe something like that. 7 people. It was really tough. So I knew from the beginning that I wanted to get out of there. I wanted something better for myself. I wanted better for my future. I worked hard. I've always worked hard ever since I know myself, right? Like, so in school, I just put an extra work. I didn't care about what people thought or if this is not a thing for girls or whatever. Like I was competitive and just wanted to make a better life of myself. So when I was 17, I first came to the United States with an exchange program. I lived with a host family here in the US, and that experience just completely changed my view about the world. I saw what is possible. I left my bubble, my little bubble, and it's not just, I didn't just move to the next country where, like, I moved across the ocean, on the other side of the globe, completely alone without my parents. So I was going to stay with a family that I knew nothing about, in a country I knew nothing about, and obviously with speaking a new language. Now, I was fluent in English by that time, but obviously my accent changed more. I had a much thicker accent back then. So that's kind of like, that was the beginning of my opportunities. I like to look at my life as opportunities. I think all the opportunities came from there, you know?
I love it. It's interesting. It's something I tell people, like, I know you, like, I'm a coach, so but I read people, like, I can tell within 2 minutes of meeting you. I noticed it, clocked it in the first 20 seconds. I was like, this woman means business. She's professional, and she gets the job done. Like, what I'm saying? Like, dare I say, give me 5 more minutes and I'll call her the bulldog. Like, I know she gets it done, right? And people need to understand, and we'll continue on with the story, but it's so important that people understand, like, who you show up as, like, if you're showing up, right? For people, people don't give you a year anymore. They give you 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30-second scroll, 30-second this, like, and what I found with a lot of people is they go in for the ask before they've gained the thing. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I coach a lot of companies and they want to get private equity money. And I'm like, you're not ready. You're not ready. You have to clean it up. You have to put in the systems. You have to do anything. And I'm interested to hear more of your story because I feel like there's a lot there. So you move over to the States.
Yeah.
And it's a new thing. You know, these lazy ass Americans, you know, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
No.
No.
I'm actually very, very impressed with the American work ethic. I think America, and that's maybe something that really attracted me to this country. It's the hustle. It's the go, go, go. I like it. You know, maybe at some point when I'm older in my life, when I want something chill and relaxing, maybe I'll do, you know,
you're the fourth European that I've spoken to that said, look, we love how cultured and laid back we are, but I want my kids to carry the American gene when it comes to work. Yeah.
And I have a small daughter. She's 5 years old. I knew the struggles that I had growing up. So I'm looking at, I live in a big house, right? We have 2 cars. I have a car. My husband has a car. Growing up, having the opportunities that my daughter has, that would have been the dream. And I'm not sure that she realizes that. And I'm not sure she understands how far, you know, how different our lives and our childhoods are. So I don't want to just hand it over to her. I want her to understand. And I want to set a good example. Like, look, we get this because we work hard. We put the effort. And a lot of people tell me, like, she's your why. That's why you're doing her. And I'm saying, like, she's a part of my why. My daughter is a part of my why. My parents are a part of my why too, because I know what they sacrificed. But the biggest part of my why is me. I know it sounds selfish, but I deserve, you know, I owe it to myself, to my hard work, to the sleepless nights that I had, to the panic attacks that I had, to my failures, to my successes, to my ups and downs. You know, I want to prove to myself that it's all worth it, that it was not in vain. You know, so that's like a huge.
Like, I feel like breath, like fresh air coming out of my thing. So funny how this goes. So one of the things I do, I coach a lot of successful men, and one of the things that I get them to do is what do we do as entrepreneurs, as business owners? We work, and then we turn around to our family and go, "See, I did this for you," and they go, "We didn't ask you to." But if we admit that it's for us, then we can own it. And then we've communicated properly to the world and ourselves that it's for us. And look, I'm all about being humble. I'm one of the most humble guys in the world, but there's no chance that I don't want to build the biggest fucking empire that exists on the planet. And I own that about me. And that doesn't mean that you have to live that way. I also work 4 days a week with like 5 companies, but that's me. My days are really long. Like I just got off of 4 coaching calls. Now I'm doing 4 podcasts back to back, and then we're doing 2 more meetings after that. But that's how I like my day. And so I love that you're saying, like, yeah, my why is my kids and my family, but it's also me. Like, I owe it to myself. And that's so powerful. That's a really powerful.
I think because otherwise, why would you work so hard? Why would you put in the, you know, it's like, I feel like, I know it might not sound humble, but I deserve it. That's my reward. You know, the reward for my hard work is my success. And I want to set that as an example. That's not a bad thing. That's an example. Like, if I work hard, I achieve more. So, you know, and obviously I'm going to open doors for my daughter, because I've had people in my life that open doors for me, for sure. But I'm going to let her walk her path. I'm going to let her make her own mistakes and let her make, you know, fail and try again and build that resistance, because I'm not going to be around forever. I understand that, right? And I need to train her for life. I don't need to just hand it to her. I need to train her that no matter what, you'll be okay. You'll find a way to get back up. You'll have enough knowledge. You'll have enough support. You'll have enough confidence to do it. And that is trained. And that is trained through, you know, through hard work and through not just having everything handed to you. So I feel like that's my philosophy as a parent. I'm not sure what the viewers will say, but, you know, or it will change.
And so you're in the States. Did you go to college or no?
I did. And actually, that's what I'm talking about, opportunities, right? So the fact that I got placed with this host family when I was an exchange student in high school, I understood how things work. Like, I want to come back to college in the United States. And so I went back home. I repeated I was a senior when I was here in high school. And I went back home and I repeated that one senior year. And that gave me 1 year to apply to colleges in the US. I applied to 14 colleges. We did not have internet at home back then, I had to wake up at was it like 5:30 in the morning, go to an internet cafe, work for a few hours on my college applications, then go to school. And then on my way back to school, I would stop by the internet cafe, work on my college applications, and then come home late and do homework and all that. So that was for about a year. And I applied to about 14 colleges. Some of them accepted me, some of them rejected me. Some of them gave me partial scholarships, which I'm really grateful for, but that's not enough, right? And then one university gave me a full ride scholarship. So I came to the United States. My parents didn't even put a single cent, a single dime into my education in the United States, So I found this amazing university. It's in top 50. It's Wofford College in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's top 50 liberal arts college. So got accepted for a full ride for 4 years. And I double majored cum laude from that university. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
So you got the degree, you're crushing it. What'd you do when you left college?
I had to go back home. My visa was academic visa, so I had to go back home.
Okay.
And but ever since I was 18 years old, I've been applying to a green card lottery. I'm not sure if right. It's called diversity visa.
Mm-hmm.
So and I was so frustrated with that system because I understand it. It's a lottery and it's random. And I was never lucky, applied every single year. I was rejected and rejected and rejected. And I'm like, come on, I went to college here. I speak English. I can contribute so much more to the American economy and society than somebody who is much older, doesn't speak English at all, right? So why am I not accepted? I was so frustrated with this whole system, but I understand that everybody has a fair chance, right? It's a lottery, so it's fair in a way. So I went back home and I kept applying to the green card lottery every single year, and every single year I was rejected. I opened a business when I was back home. I opened a school of foreign languages, and we were doing really, really well. We were teaching English to kids, to adults. We had a great team. It was wonderful, great experience. And then then we moved to Sweden when I was pregnant. So my story is like, we moved to Sweden because I was pregnant. I wanted a better future for my child, right? So, and we were just starting to settle down in Sweden. I was taking language classes. My daughter was born there. And 2 months after she was born, we found out that my husband won the green card lottery. Finally, after all these years. So I still got rejected, but because he won, we went as a family. So when you get married, you double your chances basically, because you can apply, both of you apply individually, but if one of you wins, that is good. So in 2017, when my daughter was born, we were thinking, okay, what do? We just got settled here in Sweden. We were having a very nice life, very chill, like perfect work-life balance. I was getting a new job, like things are moving here. Do we stay in Sweden or do we move to the United States? So that was a tough decision. Like, what do we do? Do we leave the comfort and embrace the unknown? And because it's different, I've been to the States before, but there was always a system that took care of me. Like when I went to college, I knew where I was going to stay. I knew that I was going to be taken care of, right? Again, when I was here with the host family, I knew that I was going to be taken care of. When we moved here by myself and my husband and with my 1-year-old daughter at the time when we moved here, it was completely unknown, new territory. We don't have a credit score. That's unknown to us, right? We just knew our credit score was 0. We don't have a place to stay. We don't have a job. We don't have a car. We don't have insurance. It's completely different system than it is in Europe. So it was very stressful. But, my husband and I said, look, we know what we can have in Europe. We can always come back. We're citizens. We can always come back. We don't know what's there for us in the US. Let's give it a try. If we're not happy, we're going to hustle and bustle for 1 year. And if we're not happy, we're going to come home. We know what we can come home to. So we gave ourselves 1 year with the idea that if we're not happy, we'll come back. And now we're almost 4 years later, and we're still here. So
you got to the States. You I think you told me before you went to Florida.
Yes.
Where did you get a job at?
So I got a job working from home. which
Okay.
is very good in real estate.
Okay.
And that's another, opportunity of mine.
What were
And
you doing for them?
so I was working from home. I was the person on the phone. I was doing lead intake,
Okay.
so whenever sellers, I was working for a real estate investing company, Blackjack Real Estate. Now Adam is with Blackjack, right? So, and so that's how we got connected. So I was working from home and I was so hungry to make it happen and to prove myself, that after 1 month that I was here with the company, everybody else in that department was let go. My numbers alone were higher than the other people combined. So, and here I am, another stress because I'm still in training. I know nothing about real estate, nothing. I mean, words like sheetrock, like I had no idea what that meant. Like people tell me what repairs the house needs, or the house needs to be gutted to studs. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm Googling here what it means, because I had no idea and I didn't want to let anyone down. But I grew really fast in the role and my numbers were good and I got promoted 3 months. And then 3 months later, I got promoted again. And now, we're good. I mean, that's how we got started.
So what are you doing now currently? Are you still working for them or no?
I'm always going to be a Blackjack girl at heart. I love the company and I'm really appreciative for what they did for me. But no, I don't work directly with them. So because of my success in that department, a lot of companies came up to me and said, hey, can you teach my team what you can do? Like, can you, train my team on everything that you know? And so I said, yeah, I can. And then I thought, you know what, actually what I'm doing is nothing out of the ordinary. It just needs a little bit of tweaks here and there. And I can find talent all over the world. Sure. I can find, because there's more talent on the planet than in your 20-mile radius, right? So why not just look for the best talent and train them on what I know? So that's how I started my company, HireTrainVA.com. I hire and I train virtual assistants for real estate companies, and especially cold callers or leading.
Yeah, so you bring in, you handle like training them, getting them up to speed, working with the owner to get them the systems they need to pull. Okay, well,
absolutely. Yes.
Well, life's very interesting. I believe that if you put out the right energy, the right things show up in your life. And so you just met the guy that's about to build out the largest VA customer service team for like 30 companies and a short-term rental fund. And I just met you.
Really?
So
no
now
way.
So now you just solved my problem that I've been looking for.
I was like, who are you talking about? Is it Adam? Like, because we talked about.
It's me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'll explain to you offline. But long story short, if you would have not taken the chance, right? If you would have not believed in yourself, and so my issue is that something that I'm having a hard time. I had a mentor tell me, like, coaching is very, very frustrating. Like I want my clients to do good, and I really want them to fight for themselves the way that I fight for myself. Like my alcohol addiction, my homelessness, like I fought through it. But he said, listen, treat life as you're in a lifeboat and there's 100 people swimming, and unfortunately you got to help the ones that are swimming the fastest. And like we're inundated with free information, we're inundated with YouTube, we're inundated with all these things, and yet you're still telling me that you can't do it. You're still telling me that you're overweight. You're still telling me that you can't find work. You're still telling me that you can't create a business. I'm not saying you're going to be successful, but it's never been easier to create a business. It's never been easier to do something on blockchain. It's never been easier to manage social media accounts and have 5 accounts and be financially free, or start 2 Airbnbs. Like, it's never been easier. And so I'm looking at a story like you, and I'm sitting here and I'm going, I can't wait to send this to like 4 people I know already. Like the grit and what you've determined that you weren't going to settle for. And if I had to venture to guess, you just getting warmed up.
It better be that, I want to go to my parents and say, Mom, Dad, you don't have to worry about money anymore. Like that's one of my dreams, like I'll take care of you. Thank you for everything you've done. You just sit back, enjoy life. And, this is just the start.
You
I want to
investing?
be able to do that.
So you're learning, you're talking to people about real estate all the time. Did you get the bug too, or are you just building your company?
Oh, we're definitely looking into a rental portfolio, short-term rentals, long-term rentals. That is something that my husband and I are.
Well, here's the deal. Consider yourself mentored. I've been doing it for 7 years. You have everything. You have me at your disposal.
That's awesome.
I've ran Airbnb hotels, luxury properties all around the country. So consider it done.
That's amazing.
I would be honored to help you retire your parents.
Oh my God. I can't. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm trying to control my emotions, but wow, thank you so much.
Here's what people don't, and this is the truth. And offline, I'll tell you about the bigger vision. When COVID happened and Black Lives Matter happened, and like all those things were going on, I'm sitting there, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, how do we affect change? Like how do we, right? And then I started hearing from I have a lot of European friends. I started hearing from a lot of European friends, inner city people from Philly, that grew up like rough, like a rough fucking upbringing. And I realized in that moment that I don't think, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I don't think it's from a lack of want to. I think it's from a lack of opportunities and knowledge. And so with the knowledge, we can create the opportunities that they didn't know were existed. So in my opinion, that's how you affect change. And so what you're doing, as much as you're saying, and I agree with you, it is for yourself. But here's my philosophy, right? Because we use VAs for my podcast, not anymore, but we did. And they're all from the Philippines. We're creating superpowers in the Philippines. We're creating superpowers where these things. The guy told me, he's like, I've been listening to your podcast for 3 years. He goes, I send it to all my team. I'm going to speak to all the VAs just for fun, to like tell them what mindset stuff. And I'm like, he's like, I just want you to know that the money, fuck the money. He's like, you've taught me more by listening to your podcast. And that's something that nobody talks about. Like getting so there is like something for it, but like the way I view it, right? Have you ever read the book Rocket Fuel?
I have it.
Okay. So here's my philosophy. God, I shouldn't be sharing this shit with everybody. But listen,
go ahead.
Here's my philosophy. A visionary needs an integrator. So my question to you is, why can't the VAs be your integrator?
I have an integrator VA.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm missing. And I want to put one in each one of my businesses. And then I want them to train the other VAs, not the other way around. I've got 2 businesses right now, monster businesses I coach, that need help in this sector, and they would fall over themselves to have a properly trained. But that, and I'm dealing with the same right now. I brought on a right-hand person who's specialized in real estate for years. I can't pull myself apart and I can't get it out of my head because everything's up here, but yet I run 5 businesses, 2 podcasts, all this stuff. And so you really need that special person like you to kind of say like, no, we have a tried and true system. Trust me, and just lean into it. And I promise you're going to go, oh man, this is amazing. But for somebody that's perfect example, let's say they're, flipping properties and they're wholesaling, they're doing everything themselves. Like, where does one even begin? Where do you even start? And then I think the better question is, when do you know it's time to even look for somebody like you? I think that's the better question.
When to look for someone like for a VA.
So like they toyed around for it. They want to scale, but they don't. They need assistance. Like, right?
Yeah.
They're reaching out to you. Like, how do you know? Like, a majority of your clients, like, where are they? Are they kind of like underwater in their own business, and you have to kind of like pull them out?
Yeah, some of them are, but the question is, why are they in that position? The reason is because they are stuck working in their business, not on their business. They are stuck doing tasks that can be outsourced for $4 an hour, when they should be focusing on working on tasks that is $1,000 an hour. That's moving the needle for the company. Why? This is when they know. This is when I know they need assistance. It's like, well, what are you doing in your business? Okay, what if you didn't have that on your plate? What if you didn't have cold calling on your plate and you're dealing with rejection all the time? So you're dialing 8 hours a day. You might be getting 2 leads per day, right? So for example, you pretty much wasted that day. Why not just outsource cold calling? Somebody gets you the leads. So what you are doing, you're focusing, talking to the leads that are interested in closing the deal, getting money for the company. So this is how I know that it's time for a virtual assistant. Is what do you do during the day? What tasks do you? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I think what's interesting, right? And this is like a subconscious more thing. What opportunity costs are you losing by not having your mental state positive because you're being rejected all day?
Exactly. But also, like, people say, I can't afford to hire a VA. I'm like, no, you can't afford not to hire a VA. It's different because you are losing money. You're, just not working on your business. No one's going to know your business and your vision better than you. So you really need to clear your mind and have clarity and look at your vision and focus on that, rather than a lot of people take so much pride in being busy, but not being productive. We were being busy as like a badge of honor. Like, I was busy, man, what a great day. I got so much done. Yeah, but what did you get done? Like, you were busy, but was that a needle mover for you, for your company? I want to be in a position where I take 2 decisions per day, but they are, great decisions that are going to make a huge change in my company, and then have somebody run them and implement my vision, because I need to have clarity on the goal,
So good. So when somebody's looking for you and they're looking to hire somebody that's in your realm or something, what are things that they should be looking for when they're approaching somebody like you that trains them, finds the VAs? Like, because there's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of different things. I've interviewed a lot of different companies, seen better processes, not great processes. What should they be looking for?
That's a great question. There are companies, depends on what the person wants. There's direct managed, there's direct hire and managed hire. Managed hire is when you get a VA from a company and they do the whole managing. If that VA leaves, they will replace that VA. That's fine. It works. What we do is we work on direct hire for now, because we want to give you someone that you have in-house, someone that knows you, that knows your values, that knows your processes. We're not just operating on volume. We're operating on finding the right match, someone that is long term. If this person doesn't work out, talk to us, let us know, we'll find that match. But when you have someone in-house, you gain their loyalty. A lot of VAs, they have a freelance mentality, like, oh, I'm going to get as many clients as possible and I'm going to charge, but when you have someone loyal to you, I always tell my VAs the same thing. It's like, when you work with one person, with one employer, you will be the first one to be promoted. Don't be short-sighted, play the long game, because that's what I did. I stayed with one company and it opened so many doors, so many opportunities for me, right? So when companies come to me, I was like, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? Do you want somebody that's trained on your processes, or do you just want somebody that you don't really care about, so it depends. But when we hire, we actually, out of all the people that apply to work with us, only 5% make the cut. 95% are rejected, because we have very, very tough selection criteria. We're looking for people that speak English well, that have minimal or no accent. We're looking for people with integrity. That is a huge, huge part of what we do. We want people to do what they're supposed to be doing. We're working with people. It happens, even some of the people that we select, sometimes they don't have integrity, that we later find out. That's okay, that happens. We'll find a replacement. We will never propose a person to you or we'll never convince you to accept a person if we know that there's an integrity issue. Or, so we want to work with you and find the right people. So integrity, good core values, hardworking person, good English, If they don't show up at one of our interviews, we immediately disqualify them. So that's the kind of service we want to provide to our clients. We want to make sure they are happy, and the VA is happy as well, that there's good growth opportunities for both.
I love it. So much great information. I have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to the girl that came over with the host family as you sit today?
Oh, I was 16 when I came here. So I would tell myself, it's going to be okay. Your life is going to be okay. You're happy. Mm-hmm. Things move up from here.
As soon as we get out of this interview, it's about to get a little bit better too. Just hang on. Just hang on for a minute. So guys, I'm selfishly going to end this interview because I want to spend the rest of the time talking to her.
I can't believe this is
off channel. But guys, I truly believe if you had not read Rocket Fuel, please fucking read it. And then the moment that you put the book down, look for Valentina because I truly believe that one of the missions that we're on right now, and the 50-year vision that we created is to I am feverishly concerned. Like it is an actual concern about small business owners. They are exhausted. They're lacking resources. And so if you can, and I mean this wholeheartedly, if you can hire a VA before you need it, and these are loyal people with great work ethics and they care about you, and you can get them in now. I have a friend who has she manages 29 Airbnbs. She has one girl with her and she pays her way more than she should, but that woman is the matriarch for her whole family, and now she brought in 2 more people and she's running them. And my friend's a mom of 3, and she's like, yeah, I'm paying her double, but I don't do anything.
Yeah.
And now they're going up to like 30, 40 Airbnb. So the systems, technology with the VA, man, you can supercharge your entire life and your business, really.
Yeah. And you're changing their lives as well, the VA's lives, because it's like if they're making, in some parts of the Philippines, they make $5 a day. So when they get $4 an hour or $5 an hour, this is a huge difference for them.
Yeah.
And I work with a great team of VAs in my company, and they are so appreciative of this opportunity. Mm-hmm. You're not just helping your business, but you're also helping people better their lives. You're making an impact.
The only issue I have with the VAs is I want to help them personally, and they won't. And they're like, no, whatever you need. And I'm like, no, you're not listening to me. Tell me how I could support you personally. And I want to do that. And what I'm going to offer to you is I'm going to come on and I'll spend 4 hours if I have to. And I'm going to give them a workshop mindset thing for your whole team. So I'll come on and so get all your people together. We'll schedule it. I'm gonna give them.
Wow.
I might invite some guest speakers. We'll see. Whatever I want to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love it.
Yeah. So if people want to reach out to you, they want to find your company, how would they do that?
Probably the easiest is my website, HireTrainVA.com. We keep it very simple. That's what we do. We hire and we train VAs, right? So HireTrainVAs.com. Book a call with me. I want to have a personal conversation with everyone. I want to understand your business. I want to understand what you need. We will give you access to a dashboard of already screened VAs, so you can choose whoever you want. We'll still recommend, but we don't want to limit you to our choice. You'll have access to all the people that are ready to go, so you can hire someone the same day, if you're ready. But we have great systems and processes in place, so I think you'll really enjoy working with them. And just let's have a conversation, see how we can help you and customize our help.
I love it. Guys, reach out. If you got some value from this, we'll see you next time, and share with a friend.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.